Hello everyone, it's Jackie from the Marengo-Union Library here for another Fun Friday. Our Fun Friday activity today is going to be exploring the different ways that scientists use to clean the oceans up. Because as you may know, oil and water don't mix, do they? And the oil gets into the ocean and our water supplies, and it affects the wildlife. Birds can't fly as well, the fish get sick. It's just, they need to get rid of some of the oil to make the water fresher for everyone's sake. All right, so the first one we're going to do is, this one here is my water right here. And this here is my oil, okay? And as you can see, I'm putting my oil in there. And the oil first goes down and kind of sinks a little bit, but then it comes right to the surface, doesn't it? Now, can you imagine if you were an ocean creature and you're swimming around and all these globs of oil got all over you? Would not be fun, would it? All right, so you can see we have some pretty big globs of oil there now. So one way they can do it, the scientists use to get rid of the oil, is called dispersant. It acts like a
surfactant.
One of the ways the scientists can get rid of the oil is by using a thing like... One thing the scientists can use is a dispersant like soap. It acts as a
surfactant.
One of the ways the scientists can get rid of the oil in the oceans is using a dispersant like soap. So here, we're going to put some soap in here. Can you see that, all that oil in there and how it's kind of just all over the surface? Okay, so now I'm going to put some, ooh, look at that. See how it's all moving? Okay. All right, as you can see, what's happened here is all the oil has gone to the edges of my pan, right? So one way the scientists can clean up that oil in the ocean is they put a soap soap product in there, and then they can get all the oil to the edge, and then they can try to clean up as much as they can. Now it still leaves some of the oil, but they're able to get some of it out by using the soap, and then they can reuse the oil that they get from the surface of the water. But the problem is they can't get it all. The next way they can do that is, it's called a boom and skimmer method. Let's see, so we can put some more oil in here again. In case you wonder what my oil is today, I took some cocoa powder and some vegetable oil, and I mixed them two together. That way you can see what that oil looks like to the animals. Yeah, it looks kind of gross, doesn't it? Oof. All right. Okay, and so one of the ways they can do is a boom and skimmer. And how they do that is they have these big machines that come and takes the oil off the surface of the water. But if you can imagine, this would take a long time. We'd be here a long time today if I had to try to get all that oil out of my ocean here with a spoon. Now, obviously they don't use a spoon. They have big machines that do that. But it's very, very time consuming. Now they can reuse this oil. This is one advantage to this plan, is that they can reuse the oil once they get it out. They can turn it back into fuel again. because they can, at that point then they can separate the oil and the water out, because as we said before, water and oil don't mix. See, the ocean's getting a little cleaner here, but it is still, there we go, still got lots of oil on the surface. So this takes a lot of manpower, takes a lot of big machines, and just a lot of time. I forgot to mention for the first one, the one we used the soap for, sometimes they'll use soap solution to clean wildlife that have gotten affected by oil. Okay, so as you can see, it still looks pretty dirty. Oops, I just got some on my pants. But it's a start. See, it's getting a little cleaner now, right? The third way they can do that is called using an absorbent. Now how they do that is they use something, well, we're going to use cotton today, like a cotton ball. Oops, I forgot to put the oil in there. Okay, put the oil in there. Big oil spill here. Everyone can see that? Okay. They have these big machines that use things that I guess it's almost like a cotton ball. It's like a special absorbent material that they can use, and see, that gets the oil off. Let's see, where should I put this? I think I'll put this in here. Okay. See, that's starting to clean up the oil. Again, this takes a long, long time. But in some ways it's more effective because it seems to get more of the oil off at a time. Oops. There we go. Now the problem with this method is that because the oil is sticking to the cotton or the absorbent material they're using, they can't turn this back into fuel. However, they can use this, they can burn this as a source of heat. Oops, there we go. So in some ways, I guess you could say it's reusable, but just not like the other method where they could actually just skim the oil off and then just turn it back into fuel. See how much the oil just kind of sticks to that? So one of the things that you can do is every time you ride your bike or walk someplace that's just less fuel that's being used. There we go. All right, so you can see the three different methods. This one here, the oil is kind of coming to the edges to the shores. Here, still a lot of oil left, and then this one here, it's probably going to take a lot more cotton, a lot more absorbent material to get rid of that, isn't it?